Alrighty. Yo, it actually worked. Awesome. Nice. This time it works instantly. Good. I'm starting to figure all of this out a lot more now, so good. Good stuff. Hi everyone. Already some people here, that's really nice. That's really cool. Need to do some more cool stuff with like transitions and so on, just to increase the production value of the stream a bit, but so far it's going okay. Hello there, UPBGE game render man. How are you today? What are you talking about, man? Did I make a game for him? Alright, so let's open this stuff up. Let's get going here. There's just some cool stuff that we need to do. And let's see what other people are gonna join. There we go. Beautiful. Also, since you submitted something to me, UPBGE game render, I will have a look at that. I just need to find the mail that you sent me, because it's somewhere over here, but I don't know which one you used. Ah, there, I found it. itch.io, impressive. Oh yeah, the game. It was a really cool game that Obi made, and I played that yesterday. So yeah, if you want to see that, you should check out the stream from 2 days ago. It wasn't last night, it was 2 days ago, but yeah, you should check out that stream. Alright, let's have a look here. So you're doing the nice notepad text. Alright, here's the footage. Alright, let's not let us spoil by that too much. Let's have a look. We wanna go to game. No, we wanna go to like friends folder. Right? No, hold on. I have a folder for this kind of stuff. Yeah, I have an Obi folder, but I'm just gonna make like a fan games or something. Let's go with that. That should be pretty good. Yeah, you might want to... Okay, so one thing I can give you feedback right away is everything caps. It looks unprofessional if you do that. So if you make everything in caps, then it makes it look very much like you're shouting at the people that you want to play your game, and it's not really what you want to do. You want to make sure that there's like proper spelling and stuff like that. Please tell me how it is. That's good. What you can do if you want feedback Oh, my screen is blocking everything. Yeah, right. My camera is too big. Huh. But yeah, alright. We see this here. Everything is caps. And if you want feedback, one thing you can do, that's one thing we did on with our recent project. Okay, there's actually no link to the oh yeah, here. We made a form. So you can use Google Forms and you can basically just you can ask for feedback, because then people can give you much more detailed feedback of like how the game feels to play and all that stuff. And like you can ask like, was it easy to do certain things, was it hard? I know this is probably way above what you are thinking about doing with your game so far. It's just I'm assuming you're still very early with making games and so on, so you're just starting out. But yeah, so in general it's fine. I don't think like this stuff is, you could do that if you wanted to be more advanced with it, I guess. But yeah, let's have a look at this. Let me see if there's any music in it. I'm gonna pause this song and I'm gonna try using the shortcut. Let's see if that works. Oh, okay. And then also, yeah, you want to make sure your game launches in full screen. So let me quickly show you how to do that. And if you're using the old UPBGE, there's a simple way to to pretty much make your game launch in full screen and not in this small window, because that's going to be really sad if people have to play it in that window. So let's say we open like one of Obi's games here real quick, and if you want, what you want to check basically is you want to play it in the standalone player, and you want to see how it looks in the standalone player, because that's going to be the player that's going to be used when you export the game as an exe file, like when you publish it. So what you want to make sure is that you click all of these two buttons here, like full screen and desktop. And full screen will basically do what it says, and it will make the game full screen, and desktop will simply find the resolution of the desktop that the person is on, and then it will just do full screen. But we can't do it with this one, but yeah. Alright. Well, if you know how to do that, then you should probably do it in this game as well. I'm just saying. Okay. So, alright. The physics seem okay. The wheels are a bit clippy. But so far, this is pretty nice, like physics-wise. The camera could use some work. It's nice that it follows along like smoothly like that, but if I get really fast, like it almost loses the car. And there's some automatic steering happening. Okay. So I'm not pressing anything except forward right now, and it's just turning. So I don't know what that is. Is that a bug? Is that intentional? It doesn't seem to happen here. So now maybe, okay, is that the way you restrict the player? Is that the way you kind of make sure that they stay inside the level? That could be cool. Right, going backwards takes quite a bit of time, in my opinion. Oh yeah, okay, it takes forever to slow down and then go backwards. So going forwards is fine, but like going backwards after that is pretty much impossible. So you want to make sure that it's a bit more responsive with going backwards. So yeah, just that's something you wanna perhaps try and improve. But other than that, it's pretty cool. There's not much to do yet, so place some more things around that you can actually drive around and stuff, and then there's more to do in it. It's not much I can give you feedback for at the moment. Alright. Okay, so it's an error. Alright, that makes sense. And that's something. Oh, I see. I found some more stuff. Okay, so we got this thing we can just drive through. I see. Alright. Yeah. So we're just gonna counter steer that. Try to fix that. Oh, and we can fall off the map. Yeah, so one thing you want to do is also make sure that the map has boundaries, so you can't just simply fall off it. Kind of what I did here. So everything is just contained, you know, you can't just run off the map. Oh, the animations here are problematic. This is probably gonna be well, most of the stream today is just making animations with this guy, unless we can find a fast way to do that. I don't know. Obi, if you're still in the chat, could you tell me how, like, I don't know, I made a custom rig for this guy. Is there a way I can get Mixamo animations to run on it? In Blender, like retargeting it? That would be great to know if that is possible. Because then we could just simply get all our animations we need from Mixamo, and it's gonna make it a lot easier to make this. I like the way he like kind of blends back into his idle. It looks kind of natural. I like his idle pose. His hands are okay. So the one thing with his idle pose is that his hands are separated. No, so there's no easy way to get Mixamo animations in Blender retargeted. That sucks. That sucks. So we gotta hand animate these then. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. Prepare for a heavy animation stream. That's something I could potentially prepare before doing like one of these streams, I guess. Retarget IK baking would be a nightmare. Okay. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Right, well in that case then we don't have any other option except for just, you know, just doing it by hand. That's really unfortunate. But oh well, it's kind of how things go, I guess. This is how they are.
Die Klugheit hat uns hochmütig werden lassen. Und unser Wissen kalt und hart.
Nee, nee, nee. Or use your third-person controller? Well, I made my own custom rig for this guy. Cause like, I wanted to be able to. Oh, is this? Yeah. Why can't I move stuff? I wanted to be able to like have some control over. Yeah, over the way I use them. Snapping is turned on. So I made my own custom rig for well, that means now we gotta do custom animations as well. Huh. That's too bad. But oh well, oh well. Shouldn't be a huge deal. Let's make sure those arms are up. Hold on. There's multiple keyframes here, of course. Global, thank you. So I want to just make sure that his hands are like more relaxed in this idle. Just real quick. So for this guy, I want to set a keyframe here. This guy, I want to make sure that one's also looking a lot better. Alright, and now let's actually. I'm never gonna get used to that being just like that. What was it? Control N? Yeah, cool. At least I remember shortcuts slowly for this version of Blender. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Nah, it's too much arm movement. So I want to make sure that this is a lot more relaxed. You know, just like that basically. Something small. And same one over here. Copy this one over. Yeah. I'm guessing that is pretty nice. We got some interesting movement in here. It's really all there is to it. Cool. Very nice. So we need a couple of animations for this guy. Yeah, we're gonna make those for now. And then I'm not gonna spend too much time on them. I'd rather refine them off stream and just get them done right now real quick. Just so that I'm not boring you guys with doing the same thing. But yeah, the walk looks pretty decent. His hands are a bit exaggerated, but okay. Add some camera movement when the character's walking. That's something we could do, yeah. It's a good idea. So we want to do a walk cycle backwards. And for this one we want to basically just scale them all by -1. And now you can see if we play it forward, he's kind of walking backwards. It looks really strange because his keyframes are very much exaggerated. But also what I want to do, so that was something I did in the original game, and it was really cool. I really like that. Also I need to turn on auto keying again. Yep. So when he walks backwards, what I had him do was basically look back over his shoulder as well, so that he kind of just turns over. And now we just need to make sure his hands aren't doing as ridiculous things as they are currently doing. Something like that. And one thing I gotta keep in mind with these animations as well is that he's gonna be holding a sword, so should probably make that sword at some point to see how that looks with the sword. Alright, so there we go. We got the first keyframe done for walking backwards. Now we just want to make sure that on this frame we kind of maintain this twist in his upper body as well, like that, just because it helps a lot. In the anim, in the graph editor, press Alt O with the keyframe selected. What will that do? What does that do? Doesn't do anything. Alright, this is looking pretty good, but the hands are not very much. They're going way too crazy over here. So we need to figure that out. Just make sure they look a bit more natural here. Kind of like that. There we go. Alright, no, that's okay. Something was really wrong here now. This one goes back.
Das Leben kann ja so erfreulich und wunderbar sein. Wir müssen es nur wieder zu leben lernen.
There we go, that should hopefully fix that one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And now the other one. So this one's supposed to go to the front here. Like that. Oh gee, okay. So there, a wrist was broken here. There we go. Yeah, we have a backwards walking animation. Woo! That's good. Oh, and the graph editor. Alright. Let's try it then. What does it do? Alt O. Didn't do anything. Yeah, it just doesn't do stuff other than making my animation look shit. That's all it does. On this one, since it's coming front, we kind of want it to be at its lowest point. Kind of like that. And here it's gotta be like over here. There we go, that's nice. That's good. I like that. Alright. Smooths it out. Okay, well, it looks pretty smooth already, so I'm happy with that. Cool. Let's do... what else do we need to do? We need to make them walk sideways and all that stuff, so... yay, that's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so amazing. Woohoo! Woohoo, woohoo. Also, would be cool to get a few more people on Twitch. I don't know if I should just share my... I don't know. You know what the hell? Yeah, I don't know if I should just, you know, throw some stuff on Twitter right now or like. How does this work? What? No, I don't want to like throw my stream everywhere. It's just not really nice. I don't know. Not the nicest thing. Alright, so this is interesting. Like the normal calculation thingy happens just automatically, even during the animation. Jank movement. Okay, under armature panel, enable motion paths. Oh yeah, I've never actually used that one. Motion paths. Calculate from 1 to 30. For which one is it gonna make them? Oh, for this one. Ah, I see. Yeah, look at this one. This one's pretty good. This one's also like, let's see this one. Hey, look at that! Look at that smooth curve we're getting here. Same with that. Yeah, it's a smooth curve as well. This is good. This is good. When will I add what? The animations? I don't know, dude. I will add them once I have most of the locomotion animations done. So maybe in like half an hour. Okay, so let's take the walk cycle. Let's make a run cycle. So one thing I don't like about this one at the moment is just the poses are a bit too extreme here. 100%. Alright, I don't want these though. I don't want the motion paths in here. They're a bit annoying. So let's just get this, and then yeah, let's see, that's already so much nicer looking, and then we can just do the same thing for this one. Makes it look a lot more natural. Alright, before I go any further with this, I want to make a quick sword that we can give it the character. Just really basic, like, don't judge me on this modeling. It's like the worst sword I've ever made. It gets the job done, you know? It gets the job done. There we go.
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken auch für uns.
That doesn't look half bad. Oh. Let's get rid of this keyframe. Make it a bit longer. Like that. I don't know, something like that's pretty cool. That works. So we can give him a little sword, put it in his hand, see what it does, you know? So we probably want to get rid of all his animation, put him in his default pose, and then we want to apply his sword to him. There we go. Like that. This looks pretty good. We can test how it looks when we wrap around the hand, the fingers and stuff. But right now this should be fine. And now we just want to parent it directly to the bone. So if we move that bone, there we go, sword moves along. So let's look. Oh! I can fix those sharp curves at some point. But right now we'll just keep it like this basic animation. Alright, so we have his idle. That one looks good. Yeah, sword position looks fine. Cool. Walk cycle. Alright, here's where we're having problems now. Because I didn't animate this walk cycle with the sword in mind, of course. So yeah, we gotta make sure that we gotta make sure that this is definitely animated with the sword in mind. So he doesn't like end up stabbing himself by accident or something like that. It's definitely like there's gonna be a mode where he has the sword and a mode without the sword, so it's gonna be interesting to see if we can just make these animations like fit. Alright, so here's where it gets a bit jank. Here's where it gets a bit jank. Oh man. We could almost make it look like he's barely able to hold the sword, but then he shouldn't be swinging it up that much over here. Should be more like that. And this one's way too strong as well of an upswing. It should almost go down again. Actually, here it should be at the lowest point. Like that. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that looks good from the side. And now the only thing that's bogging me is this, so gotta make sure it doesn't really... There we go. It's pretty good. Huh. It's not how somebody would walk with a sword probably, but I don't know. Hello there, Benedict. What's up, man? How are you doing? I don't know if we can add particles in this BGE Eng version. Probably not, but I can test. I can have a look.
Und unser Wissen kalt und hart.
Huh. Not too happy with one of these poses here. How do you walk with a sword? I mean, you don't walk just casually with one like that. I'm pretty sure you'd hold it. Well, because he's like basically stabbing someone while doing this. How's my game? Well, I don't know if you've been here in the last stream. We started working on a game in UPBGE, so just as a fun thing for me to stream as a little side thing to the long way home, I'm trying to make a small game in the UPBGE. So yeah, that's kind of what we're making right now. But if you're asking about the long way home, that one is going really good as well. We're really close to getting our Steam page done, so that is amazing. Making lots of good progress there as well. Alright, and then we'll go into this idle animation, and then the walk cycle almost, that one's actually fine. I don't need to refine this one for the sword. Okay, cool. Let's do a sprint. So, I don't know, walking like this and just stabbing someone. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't do particle systems. Like there's not even any options here. They're just not there. Yeah. So I checked it. There's no way to do particles. You can do physics settings here. You can do rigid bodies. They put the constraints here, which is really cool. So that's really helpful. I don't know if fluid, how that would work, or soft body. I haven't tested that, but I don't know if these things mean that they can work in Unreal. What am I saying? Unreal. No. Alright, well, we do have particles in here, but I don't think they will be working at runtime. Let's have a look.
Das Leben kann ja so erfreulich und wunderbar sein.
Because if we play, we have those particles, but I'm pretty sure that they won't spawn if we go to rendered. So you can see they're here. Ah, why is that happening right now? What is going on? Is this because the particle system? What? Interesting, okay. Oh! Oh! Of course. Gotta tell this to be no collision, otherwise there's gonna be massive problems. Alright, cool. Well, let's put down a cube, because it works in the viewport, but yeah, again, probably no particles. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to spawn them. So yeah, unfortunately not, man. Okay, let's do a quick thing because we had time for it. We have a scripting view here. Oh wait, this is not. It's not what I was looking for. Yeah, this one's my. Can I rename this one? Ah, there we go. Logic. So, with my armature selected, we have our walk back in here, and I actually want to use the walk backwards cycle now, because that's what I made it for. So let's see if he's actually doing it, and you can see he's like turning his head. That's so cool. Love that. It's actually, the blending works really well as well now. I was never able to really figure out animation blending in UPBGE properly, but it works so well. Here's a thing we could do, which works really well in Unreal. Instead of doing like strafing animations, we could turn the whole character and just play the forward walking animation, you know? How would that work? You see the highest power of the ambient occlusion? Sure. I don't know what the highest power would be, but you can put it to 50. Here. That's the ambient occlusion. There we go. It's very strange. Yeah, let's not do that, maybe. Okay, so I'm thinking, can we turn the character, instead of strafing, can we just like, when we press A or D, can we just like turn it to the left or turn it to the right? The answer to that is almost definitely yes. So, minus 5, I don't know, 5, let's try these values. Oh no, but that's not what I wanted either. That's not what I wanted. Also, it's inverted. Huh, I mean, it kind of is, but then the camera has to... No, that's not how this is supposed to function. Yeah, the highest power will be complete darkness, absolutely. George has got a point here. Okay. This is a tough one. Because Unreal does this so well. I don't know. I'm not gonna figure it out at the moment, so we're just gonna stick to our default system and just do the strafing animations. It might be cool in air to just be able to strafe around as well instead of just moving like left and right and just turning the whole character. Alright, okay, so next up we need, okay, so we got this animation, we got this animation, we need the sidewards animation, and we need the sprint animation. So those are next. Cool, let's go. This time I'm gonna animate them with our sword in mind here. Oh, look at him. He's looking forward. Oh my god, this is so fun. Alright. We need a new animation. This needs to be a sprint. So we're gonna take the walk cycle, which looks like that. It's pretty good. I'm gonna copy that, and we're gonna call it sprint. Obviously, I don't know how many frames we're gonna need for that yet. I can show you how you can do ragdolls in UPBGE, but I don't know how you can make it so you can activate them at any time. That's something I'd have to figure out. Clay mesh my character that's box bound, so it sticks to the floor. What do you mean? What do you mean? Alright, so this is really good. Here we go. I found a good graphic for run. So this is where it starts. Okay, so we got to start here. This. Alright, let's try making that real quick. basically what we gotta do is just take this pose, the walking pose, and just kind of exaggerate it a certain amount. Also, he's not making any contact with the ground, but that is because he's placed at a certain height here, which is a bit unfortunate. So I'm gonna say cursor to selected. I'll put down a cube, make that one really small, and kind of show how he's colliding with the ground here. Perfect. That's basically that. So we're gonna make sure that this frame is like that. His feet are gonna be up in the air here. I think this is pretty good. Apparently this arm has to be up here, and this one should be at the front. Since it's a heavy sword, it's gonna be kind of lagging on the ground here. Cool. There we go. I think that's a pretty good starting pose for the run. One thing I want to make sure is that it looks good from our perspective as well as a player. Yeah, because here he seems to be kind of tilted a bit. Like that. That one works. I think he should almost be like leaning like that. Cool. I think that's a good starting pose. So we're gonna simply just copy this one again. Did it change it? I swear I changed it. Wait. Oh, I had auto keying off. Oh, okay. So let's just create a key for all of these and move it over. Sweet. That's our first pose. Okay, so this guy is really jumping in the reference here. That's crazy. Doesn't pick up the animation correctly. Still don't like. Can you go in a bit more detail what you mean? Because I'm not so sure I understand. Alright, then we just want to copy that frame over, like pretty much put it on the other side. So wow, that's gonna be kind of tough because I gotta make sure I match up. Oh, and also if we do that, we gotta make sure that we grab these guys as well, because I moved everything relative to those guys. Alright, and we're gonna move it up and a bit more like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's focus on the feet. Make this one fully stretched out. Let's pull it up like so. Perfect. This one all the way in the air. Like that. Even further up. There we go. Yep. You remember the left leg? Amat remembers the left leg. That's good. I don't know if 0.3 is stronger than 0.25, but I think so, because like obviously they're gonna have a lot of adjustments made to that engine. And yeah, to that one, especially since the viewport got improved with EV and so on. Like, I don't know, my gut feeling is that it's better or stronger, but I don't know for sure. Like, it's just what I think would be reasonable. So I'm gonna make his head go like even lower down here, like so. And then, wait. Oh no. This is the same keyframe. What? So this one needs to be in front instead. What am I doing? And this one should be kind of behind. There we go, something like that. I will kind of make it so that you can press a key to get the sword into your hand and to equip the sword and unequip the sword. Basically, I think that's how we had it in the original version of it. So I'm gonna try and make that, and then we just need. That just means we will need separate sort of idle animation with the sword equipped and not equipped. But I figured out a way to do that really convincingly last time, so I'm pretty sure I can do that again. Would be quite cool. There we go. That's pretty nice now. Looks pretty good. Looks okay from this perspective as well. Let's look at his butt swing. Yes. So here it needs to be kind of like that. And then here it needs to be kind of like that. Make sure he's like dynamically moving that. And now we gotta do the in-between frame, the most fun one. Well, not really. But what we want to do is we want to like select all, like these buttons should be fine with the in-between frames, but for the other ones, we kind of want to delete those keyframes. Yeah, because like these in-betweens are good. They're actually really nice. This one could almost even be earlier.
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken auch für uns.
Or like not earlier, but
Die Klugheit hat uns
we can rotate it down already over here.
Und unser Wissen kalt und hart.
And then same thing goes for this guy. Just rotate him down, make sure that he's basically just like slapped on the ground. And over here there's also, he's got to make contact for as long as possible here. That's very important. This pose is very important. And especially on these in-betweens here, you kind of need to make sure that he's always on the ground as well. There we go, now that's a lot better. And same thing goes for this one as well, so he needs to still make contact with this one. Be all the way stretched out. Like that. And over here especially he needs to be making contact.
Jetzt müssen Sie sprechen.
Ich kann nicht.
Sie müssen. Das ist unsere einzige Hoffnung.
Alright, and then we just need to speed it up quite a bit. I corrected, now you give the fat box your character animation. Now I set it. The texture grid and the animation set. Oh yeah, so you felt like he's just floating. Yeah, should be good. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean like make it so that the feet fit with the landscape? Yeah, That's something that would be really good to have. There's like an IK system. We can try figuring that out because that's something I wanted to do. Assigning blue color material to his legs. Yeah, we're gonna make a texture for him at some point. Probably not this stream, but there's gonna be a stream where we're gonna make a texture for him. So yeah, and that, then he's gonna have like a complete body and stuff, and like a face as well. So that's gonna be really exciting. So there's got to be a lot of like rays here, and then the so like he has an in between. He goes down. This is where he should go down, and he should go up. So technically, like, it should work like that if I'm going according to the animation thingy, yeah. And then he should go again, he should go down here as well, even further. And now it looks like, yeah, now it looks a lot more convincing, because it looks like he's kind of flying with every step. Gives each step a lot more impact. That's really nice, actually. That helps a lot. Right, now we just gotta get that hand motion to be good. There we go, that hand looks good. And the other one? We don't need this keyframe. Although we probably do, because it gives that same sort of effect that but it just needs to lag behind a bit. So that's gonna make this look a lot better. If we just make this keyframe really lag behind the others and make it also like that. Same with this one. Alright, and here's where we can use that the motion paths, because they're very janky at the moment. Yeah. So this is okay. So for this one, I'm just gonna do like there we go, something like that is gonna be very, I mean, doesn't look that good from the side. It barely looks like there's any weight involved here. That's better already, that's good. The rotation helps. I think it's pretty decent for now. It's strange. But that's also because he's kind of sprinting with a sword, and nobody would do that. And it's very slow motion right now, so we're gonna make it shorter, so that we can see what it will look like in the proper speed. I think that's good speed. Maybe even slightly faster.
Das Leben kann ja so erfreulich und wunderbar sein. Wir müssen es
There we
nur dazu
go.
leben lernen.
That looks pretty solid for a sprint. He's shaking, his head is kind of bouncing. That's nice. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough for it. Yeah, we're gonna make that. I'm gonna make that happen with the sword being on the shoulder in a bit. For now, let's get the. Okay, so here's also a problem with the idle, with the run cycle. He's gonna be out of the collision box here, so that's something we're gonna have to fix eventually. But for now, it's fine. We're going to throw in the action. One thing I forgot is I need to set the frame range from 1 to 17. Cool. So we're gonna do that, 1 to 17, and connect that up with the sprint. There we go. That should be set to loop stop. Blending of 5. Why is that at a end frame of 30? Okay. Right, let's see if that works. Not what I wanted.
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken auch für uns.
Let's go. So, we have our
Die
walk,
Klugheit hat uns hochmütig werden lassen.
we have our sprint. The blend is smoothly, but it doesn't blend back. Okay, interesting.
Und unser Wissen kalt und hart.
Alright, so we're not blending back. Sprinting looks pretty good for now. Cool. Almost want to blend into it a bit faster. And here's the deal, when are we going to blend back into that walk cycle? So this one's playing here, so when W is pressed, W and shift is pressed, well, what we can do is we can do a NAND and then we can just say shift and then it does that, and if not it does the other one. So I think that should, what that should do is it should tell the game, okay, we're pressing shift, so we're going into that, and then yeah, we're going back into walk. Perfect. But I just feel like his sprint speed
Jetzt müssen Sie sprechen.
is a bit low now.
Ich kann nicht.
Sie müssen. Das ist unsere einzige Hoffnung.
Maybe his walk speed is just a bit too high. We have a 0.5 walk speed, 0.8 sprint speed. So I don't know, 0.4. We tested these last time to see what's right. I think this might be better. Yeah, I think this 0.4 is probably better for that. Maybe we can even go 0.9 on the sprint. Make the sprint very fast, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think this looks good for a sprint. And then this is a good acceptable walk speed that isn't too slow. Walking backwards is... Oh wait, what? Okay, so
Bringen uns niemals näher. Auf dieser Welt ist Platz
this NAND doesn't seem to work.
reich genug, jeden von uns satt zu machen.
And well, we can kind of, okay, so
Das Leben kann ja so erfreulich und
there we go.
wunderbar sein.
Well, we can
Wir müssen es nur dazu
do
leben lernen.
keyboard shift invert. I don't know if that it helps with the blend. I guess the blending got smooth and he stops. Good. Alright, so we just gotta do that then. Alright, that's good. Good to know. No shift. Always important to keep those naming conventions, keep everything named here. It helps us out a lot later on. If this is gonna get when this is gonna get like super messy and so on, so yeah. Let's set these values in here. Alright. We could do that. We could parent the camera to the spine. That's a pretty good idea. I'm gonna parent it to this one. Okay, so hello. Parent it to this bone. Now the question is, let's put him in idle probably when we do that. Just so, yeah, so that stuff doesn't happen. Oh my god, oh no. It's not parented yet. Alright, let's put him in idle. Go back into logic. There we go, and let's move this guy up actually to where this bone is. And then go in here and parent it to that bone. Alright, this should give us screen shake. Yeah, even when we're idling, he's breathing now, so you can see that with the camera. But this looks, oh my god, this is very not good. Maybe instead of parenting it to the chest, we should parent it to the head. Because then it follows where we're looking. Yeah, and then we don't actually need to give this any look logic. Because we're following the head. Yeah, that makes probably the most sense. We still get a bit of shakiness, and it also gives us a bit of this like slow parent effect now, because like the head is set up to like follow the mouse but a little bit slower, so that's nice. I like that a lot. And here we get some shake. Okay, so this is where we kind of need to make some changes. So in the parent settings, where it says it's parented to the head, what I want to do, instead of parenting it to the skeleton, I might as well just parent it to this as a vertex parent. Let's see what that does. Oh. Kind of works. No, vertex, maybe just one vertex, I don't know. Also, I need to turn off auto keying again, of course. Oh, no, come on, get the parent in here. One vertex, let's try that. Oh, but now it's parented to that vertex, but that should be fine. Yeah, Well, now that's a bit of a problem. Now we're not actually following any of the movements. It's pretty interesting as well to just be able to see his face and stuff. Yeah, but that doesn't work. Alright, so instead we should parent it to the object, probably, and just say like 0 position difference. There we go. And oh yeah, that actually smooths it out. Cool. Alright, there's some improvements we need to make to his sprinting movement. Well, he can sprint over here, so that's good. We just need to make sure that he's also playing the animation and stuff like that. So how's that side aligned here? And that we want to play this sprint. But what we also want to do here, sprint. We also want to do if there's like, if you press A and shift and W, we want to also play sprint. But we also want to we kind of want to rotate the guy. Is my mic off? No, it's not. You can hear me, right? Can you not hear me? Hello? Hold on, let me just check. Is there a position difference? There we go. Seems to work. Seems to work fine. Oh, did my mic just go? Wait. Seems to work. Seems to work fine. No, my mic's there. Oh, did my... Well, for me it works, so I don't know why you can't hear me. Yeah, we can hear fine. They're just chosen? What do you mean? How long does it take to learn cycles? That depends on how dedicated you stay. But yeah, basically you can learn it in like a week if you watch a lot of tutorials and spend a lot of time with it. It's not that hard of a renderer to learn. If we do that, we also kind of wanna... See, here's where it gets interesting, because there's a few things that I might want to do here, just to make this looking better. So we're gonna give him some targets that he can just look at, and that will give us a lot of opportunities and possibilities later. Just refresh the stream if you can't hear me, dude. It's probably something wrong with your stream. I want to have a target on the left. We can use snapping and move it exactly 2 units over here. And we can have one on the right. Called target right. Okay, and these are going to be parented to our camera. So let's see that. Interesting, so that's pretty good. Oh, well, actually they're not going to be parented to our camera, but they're going to be parented to this guy. There we go. And now what we need to do is when we press okay, so if we press Shift, W and A, he should be playing the sprint, but he's not at the moment. So weird. That's strange, because and he should be playing the sprint animation as well. Maybe that just has to have a higher priority. I mean, or it should be in another layer. I don't know. So if none of these are pressed, we go back to idle. Yeah, I can't help you, man, if you're not hearing me, but everyone else is hearing him. Is hearing me, so yeah. There's nothing I can really do. So what's going on here? We're going back to the idle for whatever reason, but... Maybe it's time we make a state system. Let's do that. Let's make a state system. So will pretty much be a string. Yeah, I think string is probably the best thing we can do. And it will be default, it will be set to idle. So whenever he's playing the idle animation, we want to assign anim state to idle. Then we want to set it to walk forward. I want to set it to walk backward. I want to set it to sprint. Sprint state. Walk backwards state. And walk forward state. And idle state. Alright. Now all we need to do is kind of assign these the way we did earlier as well with the walk animations. So walk forward state is being triggered by that. This one is being connected here, so this is the backwards. Backwards state should be like that. These ones are not connected yet, and sprint should basically be entered here and here. Now, if I have debug messages on, which I don't, we can actually show these as well. So debug properties, please. Anim state, idle not found. Walk forward not found. Okay, idle. So he goes back into idle after that if we press the key here. Idle, walk forward, idle, walk forward, walk backwards, sprint. Okay, right.
Jetzt müssen Sie sprechen.
Ich kann nicht.
Sie müssen. Das ist unsere einzige Hoffnung.
Eevee and cycles are very similar. Like if you have a scene set up in Eevee, then you can pretty much render it in cycles and get a great result straight out of the box. So yeah, that's really awesome about those engines, is that you can just switch those. You can go back and forth between them. Okay, so why are we going back into idle here? Let's try and getting rid of that. So we're in idle. Walk forward. Walk backward. Sprint. Yeah, okay. So of course we need these to be connected here. But when we go left, alright, so when we go left, what I want to do, here's what I want to do. I want to play the forward walking animation when we go left. So walk cycle in both, right as well. I want to go say, switch the state to walk forward. But I also want to edit object. I want to track to. This is where things are going to get interesting because this might work really well or it might not work at all. So we're pressing A, right? So we want to track to the left object. So this one. And the up axis should be, let's see here. If we go with the normal axis, it should be the Z axis is our up axis. Here, let's have a look. Yep. And our track axis is the negative Y axis. I'm gonna go for a time of 5. And the same thing we want to do for the right side over here, time of 5 minus y-axis, and we also want one for the center, which is whenever we're basically idling, we want to make sure that he's facing the center cube. So we probably want to set that one up first. I'm going to set this here, and then when we press A, there we go. We want to set that up, and I want to set that up. Let's see if this works. Do you know what I'm trying to do with these objects now? See, look at that. So, alright, so you can see, okay, there's something strange going on here, because he's like kind of slidey when we turn. The character turns, but not really, the camera isn't really following along. But if we go here, now you can see that basically when I press, kind of works, kind of, we're getting somewhere. But why is he slidey that much? Why is he so slidey? I think that has to do with the way we set up the camera here, that it follows the head, and then because this should still turn everything, right? But the way we turn him, how do we turn this guy? There's a mouse. Yeah, this one. That's how we turn him. But that doesn't seem to align. Oh well. Alright, so now there's a bunch of problems here, but okay. We're starting to get somewhere with this. So and no shift. Then I'm gonna go to sprint state, play sprint. And no shift. If we're not wait, hold on. What is this? What did I set up here? Press W and shift. I see. And A. Then we want to go to our sprint state. We want to go play sprint. And we're gonna go to look at the left thingy. And when we go W, D, and sprint, then we're gonna go look at the right thingy, set it to sprint, and play the sprint animation. It's starting to get very messy already over here. So if we press A, we play the walk cycle, we move left, and we track to the left object. So that's, yeah, that's also a bit of a problem. Because, okay, so what we're setting up here right now is if we press A and W, same goes for this guy. If we press D and W, because otherwise things are gonna look very weird. And he's still walking in a weird way here. So what I'm gonna do real quick to figure out why he's doing that, we're gonna show his capsule. Ah, I see. Yeah, so his capsule doesn't seem to turn accordingly here. And that's why he's not walking properly backwards. Oh wait, is this... Okay, so this might be because we're doing this tracking thing now, where we told it to like always track towards the center thingy. Is that it? No, the issue was there before, wasn't it? Although it looks... Hold on. It looks a bit better now, at least to my view. Alright, so this works. Yeah. Because now, at least he's still like walking backwards and he's not sliding, so that's a lot better. He's just not walking like in the direct camera forward, which might be a bit problematic, but okay, well now it's already screwed again. Oh wait, I see. Right, so here's the next thing we need to do. Of course, if we walk forward, we also want to make sure that we track to this one. And then we don't want to do this during our idle, I don't think. What is this connected to? Idle state. Because that seems to have fixed it. Or not? I mean, this looks fine. Yeah, but now he's sliding. Why?
Sie müssen. Das ist unsere einzige Hoffnung.
Alright, so this kind of works. Why is he sliding around like that? Oh man. Oh man. Oh, you switched accounts. Alright. That's cool. I think my sound level is pretty good. Like in OBS it looks fine. So I don't think there's much I can change here. Alright, so this track 2 stuff doesn't seem to... It seems to break more than it actually helps. Alright. Okay. Let's stick to that. Let's not do any other tracking stuff at the moment. Because in theory it works, but in practice we're getting some problems. But I like the way he's running around right now. This looks pretty good. Good start. Yeah, sometimes he's not playing the proper animations, so he's in sprint. Yeah. Oh. And we need a lot more animations, obviously. Oh man, oh man. Let's make sure these are all wire cubes. Then we don't have them running around in here. Good. Cool. Cool. So, what's the easiest way to put this sword in his back? Let me see. I'm thinking we can just make a copy of it on his back and then kind of just switch the visibility of it. It's probably the easiest way. That's how I used to do it in the past. So let's do that. Object mode, thank you. Parent this to the bone. Alright, so sword back mesh, and then we have sword hand mesh. Cool. We can't set the visibility in here anymore, but we can probably set it in the character itself. So we're gonna do another keyboard input here. Is an F key. F. This is gonna be to select our weapon. So we're gonna basically what happened to visibility is still here, cool. So we need two visibilities, here and here. And then we want to use, have a property here, sword equipped, boolean, and we want to, basically whenever we press that, it's supposed to be tapped, and we want to toggle sword equipped. Cool. And then we want to basically get sword equipped equals to true, and we want to do a bunch of things in here. First of all, we want to set the back mesh visibility to be false. I want to set this visibility to be true, and then we're going to do a NAND controller in here. I'm gonna switch this around. There we go. Right, that should set it up so that now, oh, it doesn't. Interesting. So does the visibility thing just not work? Oh, it does, but I just set them up wrong. Okay. Always assume that the engine doesn't work. Of course. Oh yeah, this should be set to NAND, of course. Oh, what did I do? I don't know. Let's save everything. Ha, alright. There we go. So you can equip it. There's no animation for it at the moment, but at least you can put it on the back now. So that's pretty good. And the animation looks pretty decent as well, so that's cool. I'm gonna switch these around. Hand mesh should be invisible. This should be visible. This should be invisible. This should be visible. And now we're gonna just connect this up with an not an actuator, but an always. Well, we could do an actuate. No, we're gonna do it connected with an always sensor here, just to make sure that the sword is not visible twice. There we go. Oh, I missed a few comments. Right. Andrew, did I try the priority thing? What do you mean with the priority thing? It's weird that YouTube that you could hear the music as well. That's so weird. Like, it shouldn't be able to do that. And take the back sword to another layer. What do you mean? What a shitty keyboard. Now it's typing on its own. What are you doing? How is your keyboard typing on its own? There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. You can basically just switch, equip and unequip the sword. Now we just need an animation where he kind of grabs behind his back, you know, and he just pulls it out. He swings it around. Yeah, I don't like layers as well. They get rid of the blend effect, as Ahmad here stated here correctly already. But this is good. This is a good start. We got sprint animation in. We got the sword. I kind of want to do the grabbing the sword animation because that one should be relatively simple to do. So let's quickly go ahead and do that. All right. So for that, we're going to go into his idle. Exactly, we're already here. And we're gonna go grab Tom, grab sword. That's the one. And now here's where it gets interesting, because we basically only want to animate. We want to animate his hand as reaching for the sword. So I want to start with it here. Now I want to make sure it kind of. So how do we do that? How would you do that? You would kind of go like that. There we go. So something like that is probably our next keyframe. There we go. Probably a little bit faster as well. And we gotta make sure he doesn't cut himself. So that's something that's important. Like that. Alright, yeah, that's a good move. I like that. I like that move. Good moves, dude. And we wanna kind of make sure that those two swords line up here. And then I just have to find the exact right frame when these two line up, so that I can do the visibility switch. And then you will never know that there's two swords on his back. You will have no idea what's going on. There we go, that's it. That's the keyframe. And we probably want to... So we want to probably... Yeah, I want to probably get a keyframe in for this guy as well. Yeah, the switch animation should be really fast. Definitely, it's going to be quite fast. So, yeah. Alright. And then all we need to do is we need to copy this keyframe again. Basically, we need to just play it back. But we can actually, we could even change the mode. Something else, but alright. There we go. So something like that. And now we just want to make sure it's quite fast, as you already stated. Because nobody likes to just... There we go, I think that's a good speed. Yeah, something like that. We're gonna try that. So it goes from 1 to 16. And then we're gonna blend, so that's why I moved the keyframe a bit. Alright. So hopefully, now that we've got this animation in, hopefully we should be able to just play the action. Well, we grab sword, 1 to 16, and basically that is going to be aligned with pressing F here. I'm gonna play that. Grab sword, and it's gonna be... Could even do like ping pong. Technically that would probably almost might even be better, but alright, we're gonna set the blend mode to add. We put it on a layer on top. I'm gonna set a blending of 5. I don't know if blending works with this. Well, let's try. Oh, and the camera moved up. Interesting. So yeah, we don't want that. Okay. Aha, look at that. Now we just need to make sure we can even play this while we're running, even though we're getting some weird, especially with the running animation, we're getting some weird problems here. With the walking animation it should be fine, so with the running we just gotta figure out a way to solve that. Alright, now only thing left is to have a frame property here, frame, and that one should basically be driven by the animation. So if you look at that now, it runs through the frames, and if we go over into our animation, the frame where we want the swords to switch is on frame 9. So in our logic we can basically say if our property frame is equal to 9, then alongside that, we want to do the switch. So like that. Now let's have a look. Oh, and that doesn't work.
Jetzt müssen Sie sprechen.
Ich kann nicht.
Sie müssen. Das ist unsere einzige Hoffnung.
Of course.
Hoffnung, Hoffnung, Hoffnung.
So here's the thing with doing a NAND. There's a bit of a problem here if we do that, so instead we just gotta go with like sort equipped equals to true, because here it's false. Yeah, and this is where logic breaks are really bogging things down, because in Unreal this is like so much easier to do. This is way easier to do. Does this thing have an animation? I feel like it does. Oh yeah. Okay. Strange. Gotta be careful with this stuff here. There we go. Alright. There you go, now you can see it. So he's now picking it up, he's putting it back on his back. And it works while we're walking. It works while we're running, but it looks weird, but it works. Alrighty, it's a good start. Something about the direction is off, because like forward isn't completely forward for him anymore. I don't know what changed that, what caused that to happen. Because this should still... Oh, but okay, hold on. Right, so we have a sensitivity of 0.5 here. And here we have a sensitivity of 1. I think that's the main issue we got here. I don't know. Stuff doesn't really feel right at the moment. There's a few things that we can probably improve. But let's focus on just getting more of the gameplay done. Always, and oh. For you, we also want to do another always. And that. And we want to make sure that the hand mesh is invisible. And this one is visible up here. Good. Very good. Alright. Now most things should be fixed here. How exactly do you get the cube to glow? It's easy, man. You make a material. And you turn up the emission. You make it like blue. You give it an emission of 5. There you go, it glows. You have to turn on bloom in here in the EV settings. And then you have a glowing cube. That's it. Looks really nice. Oh, something is wrong right now. Oh. Yeah, so we don't want to do that. We just want to have an always, or like a delay of 0. I don't know. No, like always is probably the one to go with, and just like initially set it. Oh no, that's not a camera. Here we go. Alright, so now it's invisible, we're picking up, we're putting it back, good stuff. Cool, cool, we're making progress, guys. Amazing, fantastic. Fantastic. Kind of sliding off over here, you can stand here, it's good. Nice. Alright, what should we do next? There's obviously still some more animations that we need to do. Walking one's so good. Like his foot placement even works quite well. It's impressive. The sprinting one needs a bit more blending, I think. Sprint. I guess let's go with 4 frames. Yeah, that looks very smooth. Good. Alright, so we need jump animation and we need the strafing animations.
Das Leben kann ja so erfreulich und wunderbar sein.
Also strafing seems to be disabled. I don't know
Wir müssen es nur wieder zu leben lernen.
why that is at the moment. Oh. That's dummy. There we go. Alright, so he's playing the walking animation while he's strafing. That's a pretty good start. What we could do here is what I thought. We could just turn him by 90 degrees, you know? And that way his animation would work. Then we don't need to make a separate animation for it. That's what I tried to do earlier with those cubes. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can do that. So this one's right in front. So I'll put this on the right. Like so. This one as well. There we go. And now we should be able to just turn him according to these guys. We can even this is target front, right? So this should be like target front, and then we have left, right. So we're gonna do one more. We're gonna put him behind. Target back. So now we have those targets all around him, which they're gonna come in handy quite a bit in a bit here. So let's have a look. How can we make that work? How can we get that to work, huh? Well, that's where I had this tracking thing in mind. Well, let's make sure that none of these are linked up in any way, so that I can have a fresh start and think about that logic before I actually implement that. Cool. So basically when you press A, then we wanna play the walk cycle. This is the front, so we wanna, if we press A, we wanna track to the one on the left, and if we press D, we wanna track to the one on the right. See how that works. Aha! Look at that. Now he's walking that way. Now the same we got to do with W, obviously. So if we press W, I want to walk forward state. I want to track to this one. So like you can walk like that, you can walk like that, you can walk like that, and if he walks backward, we kind of want to do the same thing. If we press S, we also want to track to the forward one instead of tracking to the backward one, which we could do. We kind of want to make sure he plays this animation. So now we go to this one, we go to this one, and when he goes backwards, he just decides to do that instead of doing a turn. What if we turn him now? Right, the sliding, I don't think it's a problem with the tracking here. So if we, instead of parenting it, to the head, if we parent it to the player, I think that's what we had before, and that got rid of some of the issues that we're having. Yeah, so there's no sliding anymore, so that's great. So that's really good. Yeah. So as nice as it was to have that parented to the head, I think we want to stick to this for now, because it gets rid of some of the sliding issues. It makes it so this looks a little bit, yeah, less good. But we have a bit more immediate control as well now, which is nice. Okay. And this is good, so he's still playing. Oh wait, now he's sliding a lot. Only if we sprint. Okay, interesting. I don't think we even need the backwards animation. I'd rather make him track backwards. I'm not exactly sure I get what you mean, Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul Michael. Because
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken auch für uns.
yeah, because
Klugheit hat uns hochmütig werden lassen.
right now he turns like that, but now he also shouldn't play the walk back animation. He should instead play the walk cycle, regular walk cycle. There you go. Now he just turns, turn. It's pretty cool. Hey dude, nice life. Sebastian84, what's up, man? How are you doing tonight? Alright, so the sprint's looking pretty good. But, yeah, so we're getting an issue where he's supposed to be idle, or well. Alright, so I think this is actually better than doing like all the different animations for it. It's gonna make it a lot easier for us. So we're gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna get rid of, instead of calling this walk forward, just gonna call this walk. And we're also gonna get rid of this animation for now. We don't need it. So all of these are going to play the same animation, and all of these are going to set the state to be the walk state. There we go. Now, when are we going in that? If none of these are pressed, we're going into the idle state, which is fine. That's kind of how we want it to be. You start working on your game because your head hurts. Alright. That's pretty funny. Change which both x and y axis in the logic bricks, so he turns in characters. So for instance, if not linear, then location. Oh, right. So instead of doing like all of these, we should just make the movement direction different. I guess that would make sense. Because right now I'm spinning the skeleton around, which is probably not the smartest thing to do here. Okay, but if we go between these, okay, so sometimes I can. Yeah, so why is it sometimes still going into the idle? Maybe instead of this we should do like a short delay. Repeat that. Oh no, that's not good at all.
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken auch für uns.
Something seems to be
Die Klugheit hat uns
going wrong here.
lassen. Und unser Wissen kalt und hart.
What game are you working on, Sebastian? Check the true level. Wait, hold on. Yeah, well now it's always gonna put it in idle, that's the thing. You could also set it on pause, though it's not in the game. Yeah, sometimes that's kind of how it goes with BGE. If we do false triggering, that maybe works. Let's have a look. Looks promising so far. No. Ah, and we broke him.
Jetzt müssen Sie sprechen.
Ich kann nicht.
Sie müssen. Das ist
How? Okay, why does this happen?
Hoffnung.
Maybe, okay, maybe it's something to do if we press both of them at the same time, then he doesn't know what to do. Yeah, that's also a thing. Oh my god, there's so many things we need to set up here, so many exceptions and stuff. But okay, that's gonna be important. Almost gonna need more targets for this. Right? You do map buildings, okay. Nice. Blending properties, there's the problem. Okay.
Das Leben kann ja so erfreulich und wunderbar sein.
He's jumping into the idle real quick, so that's, yeah, that's really annoying. But it's all set to loop stop, so Maybe instead of that we should set this one to loop N, but that seems to kind of do something. Nope, okay, still. I haven't always there. It's set to false level triggering. Alright, let's not bother with this too long right now. On idle, that's the problem. Okay. Huh. Alright, so idle seems to be the problem. Shouldn't be on always triggering or something then, I guess. I mean, sure, we can set it so it's not on an always trigger. We can set it to like play it once at the start, like that. You know, and then it plays it. Then we walk. We go back to idle. And maybe it's a priority thing. Let's just say that walk has a bit more of a priority than well, that's not the solution here. Okay, why? That's so weird. So they gotta have the same priority in order to actually work at all. I can see you're back, man. You don't have to comment about it. But it's nice to see you back. Nice to see you back. Huh. Interesting. This is taking up a lot of my time right now. Yeah, I wish this was solvable right now. I wish I had an idea how to solve this, but I don't really. Okay, let's fix a few other things while we're at it, I guess. One thing I don't like is that it kind of looks like we're floating. So let's fix that. Still floating. In that case, since we're using a capsule, I think what happens if we go with convex hull? We're still floating. I think that's because of the margin that is set up here. It's already better. Yeah, that looks like we're on the ground now. There we go. Good. That's fixed. Alright, so the way I had it set up previously seemed to be a lot more reliable, so let's just go back to this. Right now it just breaks whenever. Like if we press these two together. Oh, whenever I release a key, it goes back to idle. I see, okay. Even though it doesn't take into account if there's any other keys pressed at the moment still. So I'm still holding W, that's why I can still walk. But it goes back to idle because it thinks that I'm not holding anything. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I know how we're gonna fix this. Since we have our cool properties here, instead of doing all of this is going away, and we're doing this property based. So since we have our actually in the skeleton, since we have our state here, anim state, and when it is equal to idle, then we're gonna play this idle animation, and if it is equal to walk, I think that's what I set, then we're gonna play the walking animation. So we're also gonna get rid of all of these over here as well. And we're gonna get rid of this as well. So when it's set to walk, we're gonna do that, and idle walk. And then when it's set to sprint, which is yet another one, anim state is equal to sprint. And we're gonna play the sprint animation, so that way we should get a lot more control over it, because now all we need to do with the keys is to simply say when those things are active, basically when those states are going to be used. So there we go, forward state, sprint state, and that's where we're doing the tracking to the object. Alright, and that's where we're playing the grabbing the sword animation. Cool. Now here's where things get a little bit interesting again. So there's a lot of setups here already. So if we press W, we'll set walk state. I want to set the same state here, I want to set the same state here, I want to set the same state here, and then and the same thing goes for no shift, no shift, no shift. Cool. So these only when there's no shift being pressed, they're gonna do that. When we do space, we need to have a completely different state for that. And that one is no, actually not that. I'm using properties. We need to have a jump state. So when we press space, we need to set that jump state, and that'll help us play the animation later as well. This mouse movement is just for turning. No shift is being pressed. Cool. And then when do we set the idle? When do we set the idle? Well, basically, we're gonna set it to the idle state as soon as no keys are pressed at all. I'd say keep out all keys invert. Usually I don't like using that, because then you could press any other key and it would just do nothing. But I think this way it might actually work out quite well. So we're in idle state right now. We're in walk, but walk is not found. So here's the deal. I don't know how you assign these to be. Do I have to put in like this? I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. I think what we gotta do is this. And the same thing for this one. And that way the engine should know that this is a string. There we go, yes. Cool. Let's see if it works now. Let's see if that's actually fixed. So we walk, he's playing the walk. We don't walk, he's playing the idle. Works in all directions. And we press multiple, he stays in the walk. He stays in the walk, whatever I do now. And that's pretty much working brilliantly. Cool. If I let go, he goes back to idle. Cool. Now for the sprint we gotta figure out something. But it works. That way things are a lot cleaner. I'll have no control of it. The distance. Oh, you mean like with volumetrics? Yeah, we can do fog in a second. If we go switch to the sprint state, all of these go to the sprint state. Oh yeah. Alright, and the first one is gonna track to the forward track, and then so this one is with W combined. I don't think we want that yet, so that's a lot more complexity here that we don't need. So if we press A, we want to go track to the one on the left. No, that's the back one. On the left, and that one. Okay. Alright. That's unfortunate, man, with your earpods dying, but have fun with your making your game, man. And thanks for checking. Thanks for dropping by, Michael. Okay. So huh, pretty good. That seems to work. Almost. Some things are a bit funky. Alright, dude, chill, dude. Indian UPBGE, man, you gotta be a bit more patient, man. You gotta learn to be patient. Not everything is gonna happen. Not everything can happen immediately. Holy shit, what is that? Why is it? Thank you. Oh. Right, so we're gonna make a volumetric thing here. We're gonna call this volume, and this thing is basically gonna give us the most control. So we're gonna set up volume scatter in here, and I'm gonna set this to be a transparent. I think. No. What was it? I think it was a diffuse VSDF. Huh. Don't remember. Was it emission? I think so. Huh, translucent. Alright, I gotta open another file for that because I have a setup for it somewhere. Was it a principle? Maybe it was a principle. And you just set the density here. And you set the alpha to 0. That was probably it. No. Doesn't seem to be it. Alpha blend. Ah, there we go. So you gotta make sure that the mode is alpha blend. Yeah, that's it. Now we have a volumetric thingy here, which is quite nice, and we can set the density. I think we just turn this into a transparent now, and this should give us the same effect. Yeah, there we go. So you can do a transparent, you can give it a color. Let's make it like green. Why? Okay, this is weird. It's not green. It's the opposite. So the colors are opposite for whatever reason. But yeah, this gives us basically a field of volumetrics. And one cool thing about this should be that we can place a lamp in here, and we can even get some like volumetric light in it. I think that's how you set this up. I did it in the city I made. Let's have a look.
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken auch für uns.
Let's check. Put it on volume and node, man.
Die Klugheit hat uns hochmütig werden lassen.
I put it on volume here.
Und unser Wissen kalt und hart.
Maybe backface culling can't hurt. Shadowing. Then we done the shadows from this. Oh yeah, we can do that as well. This way is much nicer because we can have like localized clouds, which is really cool. Obviously, there's lots of cool things you can do with that. You can have like some subtle fog, and you can make it so, let's say there's fog covering this whole map, but it's only like on the ground or something. Then that's something you can do with that here, which is kind of cool if you ask me. So you can see that there's like fog going on at the moment. But yeah, the easy way to do this, so just go into world settings, where it says volume, you say volume scatter, you give it a lower intensity, and you give it like a nice, why are these inverted? Okay, this seems to be a problem of UPBGE, that these are just inverted from what they should be. If we go here, if we go in here and we go to the volumetric settings, then you can set your starting value and your end value. Basically determine how the fog is going to appear. You can turn on volumetric lighting and so on. I don't know if we can get like God rays with this. We should be able to. Hold on. If we put in a sun lamp and we kind of make that very strong, we give it shadows and contact shadows. There we go. So you can see that we're actually getting like volumetric shadows from our sun over here. Yeah, which is cool. And then you can play around these settings some more. So let's not color the fog. You see like the fog is getting color from the sun now. Alright. And there we go. Now we have fog. It's kind of glitchy because you can see that it's like recalculating stuff, but yeah, that's kind of how you do that. Alright. So I wonder what would happen if we're telling the guy to basically track to two things at the same time. Not that one, but telling it to track to the front one as well as the back one. So like that. Would it give me... No. So I thought maybe it would give me like an in-between, but it doesn't. Okay. That is unfortunate. I'm not gonna check out the video right now. There's other things that are more important, because I'm already getting very sidetracked by you guys with all the suggestions and stuff that you want me to do, which I mean is part of what this is supposed to be about, but also, holy shit, the sun is huge. But also we're trying to make this, we're trying to make a game that is like, and I'm trying to show you kind of the things that you want to do when making a game. So yeah, let's make this orange to fit with like the evening mood. Let's turn the volume metrics down to 0.1 maybe. There we go. So now we got some fog going on. We got some a nice sun reflection in here, and some better lighting and some cool shadows as well. So you can see there's some actual good shadows going on here, which is really nice, and some cool lighting as well. Alright, so we have a jump. This jump needs to be reset as soon as we land on the ground. That's something we should do next. So we press space, we set the motion for the jump, we go into the jump state, jump state, and then we want to basically from this guy, what we can do is we can use a ray or we can use a collision. We should do a ray because rays are much more useful for this. We can actually, instead of shooting it from the capsule, let's shoot it from the actual skeleton. We can have a ray for ground. Or pretty much anything. Yeah, well, I don't like doing that, but we kind of got it at some point, so I might as well start doing it now. Say 0.5, then we want to switch to. Oh, hold on. No, we can go for anything, but since all of this is like no collision except for this guy, and I put him on the collision group, this last collision group, you can basically tell it to ignore that one. So, what do you mean just blend those animations? Those animations are blended. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's blending, man. It's blending perfectly. So here's the thing. We wanna basically go back to idle state if there's no movement. So, like, how do we detect if there's movement now? Well, basically, if there's no keys, and there's no keys pressed, then we want to go back to the idle. And if there is that, and man, this is where it gets difficult. Let's see. Yeah, So maybe we want to make him go into the idle there real quick. And then from the idle kind of detect if it's still keys being pressed or something. I mean, what we can do, it's another way of doing this. Basically just setting all these up. So all my movement keys, I have them now here. And we can basically just have another property, not in the skeleton, in the character. We can have a property about movement key pressed. That's probably the best way of doing this. And then we can do and we can say property assign movement key pressed to true, and then we can do nor. It's basically the same thing but inverted. So if none of these are pressed, now we want to set movement key pressed to be false. There we go. If we show this one now, We have movement key pressed is false right now. We have it to be true. It's still true. I'm pressing different movement keys, and it goes to false as soon as we press one of them, which is great. All right. Sweet. That is actually exactly what we need, because now what we can do is in here we can check. We're gonna go to idle if there's none of them pressed, so we can also now check, instead of doing the keyboard all keys inversed, what we can do now here is we can use that property, movement key pressed is equal to false, then we go there, we go to idle state, and same thing over here, and now the opposite, so property movement key pressed is equals to true. Then we want to go into our walk state, and what we want to do is another one as well, if movement key is pressed and shift is being pressed. Then we want to go straight into the sprint state. Makes sense? Can I make my head alpha? Oh, yeah, that's a good fair point. We can probably move me over here because I'm not really doing a lot of useful stuff over here. Maybe down here, I don't know. Face cam's placement is a good point here. Let me see if I can make it a bit transparent as well. See, I don't really know the settings. We can do a key. I don't know if this will help. Oh god. Yeah, okay, there's no color picker in here, that's useless. I don't know how to make myself transparent in OBS, but this should be better. Alright, so you can kind of see what's going on now. So we can walk, this is all smooth. I actually really like the foot placement thing. There's a bit of sliding going on, but it's not too bad. And we can sprint. And when we jump now, oh, look at that. It doesn't even have a jumping animation yet, but it already looks quite smooth. Huh. It's actually pretty nice that he's just like pausing his last pose. It's pretty cool. Works quite well already. Yeet. Grab the knife, put it away, jump. We can bunny hop. Let's work on that jump animation now, right? Shall we? Oh yeah, and that's something we need to fix. That's gonna be a tough one. But basically what I'm thinking is in the animation, what we want to do in our sprint, which is not actually here, I want to move him back like so. So that he can't really clip. Now this might cause other problems, which is why we gotta check this out now and see if this is doing okay. His walking is fine. Like we can't really walk into a. We can't really clip that much. The arms can obviously clip a bit, but that's fine. You see, he's shifting backwards a bit. Yeah, which will make this look very funky. It's already quite funny, but at least we can't run into a wall anymore, which is nice. We could animate the size of the capsule, but I don't really. It's probably not the smartest. Like, could work. It's true. This way it works quite well as well. Just gotta make sure that the sprinting to the sides is doing okay. Alright, here's another thing I want to try. Here's another thing we need to try out. Instead of making this guy have any turning, let's instead... Oh, I remember why I hid those guys. Let's instead do that. No. Let's do that. And start it off like so. And this guy has turning, but let's give him also that turning. Oh, this was always gonna do it locally anyways. You know what? If that's the case, we can keep everything like that. We can just tell this guy that he can also turn. Aha! Now look at that. Now instead of rotating our character, he's actually just staying stationary. And yeah, and now this is where it gets very problematic. Because his movement direction... Right, so the animation is fine, but where he's moving now is not. So this is where we wanted to fix that. How he gets his movement direction, so where he moves. Well, basically, I think what we gotta do is with this guy as well. We gotta say track 2, and now we also gotta track to those different thingies, different targets. The time of 5, for example. So in the z-axis and the negative y-axis. And if we hook that one up, what that should do. Aha. It does weirdness. It does weird things. I see. Because these are parented to the camera. So it shouldn't continuously do that. It should only do it for a certain time or something. Because otherwise I don't know in what way we can make him rotate to be facing those thingies as well. But in that case, what is still doing a turning here? Right, so this is parented, and then it rotates. Aha. So this is the problem here. So I think, right, so we are parented here. What are we parented to? We're parented to the camera, but what we want to be parented to is the vertex of the Tom character, for example. This way, when we rotate them, these things will be independent. Let's see if that helps. Aha, look at that. Oh. And now, I don't think we even need those tracking thingies anymore. I think I might have just done it with this. How fast was that? Time 5. Yeah, there we go. So now he actually rotates the capsule. There we go, that's really nice. That's actually really cool as far as the movement goes here. There we go, if we walk, he continuously keeps doing that. Alright, that's nice, that's nice. We're getting somewhere. We're making a lot of progress here with this movement. It's starting to look a lot better. Let's set up all those trackers. Minus Y. This is the first time I'm doing a system like that, so there's a lot of experimentation going on here, but this is kind of available in Unreal Engine out of the box. It's one of these things that you just get in Unreal. So it's nice that I can just recreate it right now, and it seems to do pretty much exactly what I'm expecting it to do. Well, except for that. Oh yeah, and then, right, so we're doing the tracking. So instead of doing all these different movement directions, we don't need any of those anymore now as well. We can basically just, move forward always. Kind of.
Die Klugheit hat uns hochmütig werden lassen. Und unser Wissen kalt und hart.
So sometimes he doesn't seem to want to walk. Why is that? Huh. Okay, I think we're getting the same problem again where it's overriding stuff. So instead of doing that, we're just gonna say these are for the tracking, and then we have here, where are my properties? Movement key pressed. So no movement, and here's say movement. And then we basically do a simple and. Then we're going to do that. There we go. Hehe. It's really nice. I'm actually really annoying. I'm actually really enjoying how this is going. This is starting to look pretty good. I feel like. Please do it after a few minutes because after that I might go to sleep. What do you want me to do? Sorry, I was missing out on the stream a bit. You talking about the fixing the volumetric problem? Well, what did you say? How can I fix that? Might as well try it. Alright. Before, let's quickly set up. So there's just a few more cubes we need. So what setting did you want me to check to do that? Because then I can try it. So I'm gonna copy these by 45. So these are gonna be that we have like 9 degrees of movement. So top right. This is where things get a bit more complicated. Back right. Back L and top L. Okay, we just need a couple more and thingies. And this doesn't have to do anything with shift anymore or not, so we can actually also turn that off. Now we need a couple ands, so we need this one and A, for example, and then we need 4 more track 2 nodes. We need top left, we need top right, we need bottom right.
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken auch für uns.
Bottom left.
Die Klugheit hat uns hochmütig werden lassen.
Render tabs, samplings, and enable TAA or something. Okay, let's go in here. So we have samples 64. I don't know, we probably don't want to have it that high, but there's no TAA in here. I know that in the newest UPBGE they fixed some of those problems, so that's probably the one where they did that. Oh, and this is something that I don't like. You can't determine where these things end up. Basically, so if we press W and A, we'll go top left. Yeah, so for this I'd need to download the very newest, the super newest, whatever. I don't know. I don't know words. What are words? I need to download that, and then I could use that. Cool. So we got that one set up. Now we gotta do S and A. Then we gotta do back left. That was that one. And then we gotta do one more. S and D. Then we're going to that one. Cool. Let's have a look at this. It's getting very tricky already. But you can see, if we press just S, S and D, S and D goes to what? Back left. No, that should be S and A. Man. Hello. Chopper. There we go. So we gotta grab the A one, we gotta plug that in here, and we gotta go to the S one and plug that one in here as well. Let's see. Forward, backward, right, left, right, left, forward, backward, bottom right, bottom left, right, top left, top right, right. Woo! We got it! We got it. Will there be an educational finished file disk? Because you blocked the notes and you can't see things. Did I block the notes again? Huh. Well, I blocked them earlier, but I tried to move my camera. But yeah, all of these streams will be recorded, and I will probably turn them into like a complete like not really tutorial, but like a video course or something, like something that I'm gonna upload. I'm also thinking of doing like devlogs for this game at some point, just as a fun little thing on the side. And now it works even like that with the sprint. Cool. One thing, the speed for the sprint. So shift. We don't want to go with W here. We don't want to go with W here. We want to instead, we want to go with movement keys pressed. So here, that one. This one's a lot more flexible already. Thank you. Thank you for appreciate. Oh, what is going on? What happened to the rendering? Ah, there we are. Yo, so we got this. So we can sprint anyway now. Ah! Sometimes we can't. Sometimes it goes back to walk. Why? Let's track that motherfucker down. Oh my god. So you don't need any of these anymore. This one can go, this one can go. What does this one do? F. This one's just for F. This one is equipped. Equipped falls. And this one is equipped true. And we have always here. No movement, we have movement. Okay, so why exactly are you switching to the walk mode? Walk state. I'd say sprint state. So shift and movement key, then we're going to switch to sprint state. And when are we switching back to the walk state? So there's a lot of things that go in here. So these button presses, we don't want them. Yeah, all we really want is basically when movement is happening, movement is true, and shift. No, not that one. Maybe there's one here that doesn't have too many connections that are weird. Maybe this one. No, I just took the wrong one. What does this one do? Right. This one's on the ground, so this one's perfect. And we're setting walk state. Yeah, perfect. So it should be it. It should pretty much be it. Walk, 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 walk. Sprint. Look at that! Oh my god, it's like... Oh. Yeah, we gotta switch back to it. So from sprint to walk. No movement is... Wait, no. So movement is being pressed and shift. Then we go to sprint. So we need one more thing that goes to walk, and that's basically movement is being pressed, but not sprint. No shift. So we actually need this node. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that we'll ever need this node? It's the only time we're gonna need it. But here we go. So if that's that, then we want to switch back to our walk state. Now things are getting very serious over here. Yeah, but it's still manageable. I cleaned it up quite a bit. Alright, so we can go sprint and we go back to walk. If I hold, let go of shift, it gets back right into. Cool. And he also constantly like walks. I'm holding forward and I'm turning, and he's like, the camera is looking where he's always running where I'm looking. So this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. This is very nice. And if we're not moving at all, he's just playing the idle, and we can look around and we can look at his face and everything. That's gonna be so nice. Really cool. Really happy with this. And all we really need is 3 animations for it as well. So yeah, that's really impressive, I'd say. I'm really happy with this. I've never made anything like this before in BGE, so yeah. And jumping also kind of works, so we need the jump animation next. That's like the next big thing. But yeah, this is pretty good. Can even zoom in closer, get out further, see how far we can go away. Ha! Look at Tiny Tom over here. Nice. I appreciate this. Cool. You know what? Let's do a few things here to make this look a little bit more interesting. Let's give this guy a bit more of an interesting material. Some subsurface scattering is always nice. There we go. Look at him. He looks like he's made of skin now. Amazing, isn't it? Can give him some sort of skin tone, and now he's just a naked dude running around. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. It's almost gotta be even brighter. There we go, so really that. It's a weird skin tone. I'm not finding the right skin tone here. That looks pretty skinny. That looks pretty good. Pretty good, guys. And now let's make this a really nice and shiny sword. Metallic all the way. Less roughness, of course. Bit less specular. Just darker base color. Oh my god. Look at that. You're playing as a naked man now with a sword. Can you do some door interaction and object interactions? Yeah, doors are actually not that hard to set up. We can do that. I'm just loving this. I love the materials. The way that Eevee looks really great, and the subsurface scattering is really cool. It works really well, so I'm really happy with that. Let's do, yeah, I mean, we could do that as like the last thing before I end the stream. We can do a door. I think that would be cool. Look at him. Oh my god. This is it's getting like, it's starting to become quite serious, isn't it? We could even, just to make it less weird, we could make him some material as well. Or should we keep him naked for now, guys? What do you guys think? Let me know if you want to keep him naked, or if we should give him like some sort of material or something, just to make him look less naked. He could have like metal boots. He's naked except for, he's completely naked except for his feet. He's wearing shoes at least. That's something. Let's do that. Let's do that. I don't really know what else we can do right now here. It's pretty funny, I think. Model him a nut. You mean like a nut? I mean, why? Why do you want him to have a nut? We could do it low poly. Let's see if that gets demonetized. Oh my god, this is gonna be so bad. Why are we doing this? There we go. Low poly nut. So dumb. Like that. He looks like a girl. Okay, that's a fair point. We gotta make sure that people know he's not a girl, so... It's way too high! What the fuck did I do? What did I do? Oh Jesus, no, and it's like pointy. Hold on, let's fix his nut. This poor man. How do I get this right? There we go, that looks pretty convincing. What do you think? It's pretty small. Oh man. Why are we doing this? See, you guys could ask me so many things about Blender Game Engine right now. You could ask me like cool things that you want me to do, but instead you're asking, all you're asking for is for me to make a nut. Well. So which bone is this? Hips. There we go, now it moves along with him at the very least. It's very good. Think. Leave it, dude, let's get serious. Iconic beards and snapbacks. Yeah, it's a medieval setting, but ooh, I like the idea of having a snapback, to be honest. That would be cool. I mean, I have one, so like, it would be, this guy would basically be me. But hell yeah, okay, so he's just gonna be naked for now. Andrew doesn't approve. Oh my god, Andrew, do you not approve, man? How can you not approve? This is how we're gonna market this game. Naked RPG. No. No, it's not. I like the running animation. I think it looks really good. I think it's starting to... I don't like the walk. The walk I really need to redo. But the run looks pretty solid. The walk looks like very static. So we're gonna have to improve that. Well, now you kind of like gave me an idea. All we really need to do for snapback anyways is just use that. And then give it a different material. That's it. That's really it. Something like that. There we go. That's already it. Like so. And then we just pop on these faces. We just grab them, pop on another material. There you go, he has a cap. Insane. Huh. Looks so good, doesn't it? Doesn't really work yet. How does the snapback? How does the cap actually look? Oh, okay. So maybe we should also extrude from out here. Make a new face. Here, and make this one white as well. What color should his cap be? His sick cap. This guy has style, I can tell. So, the way this needs to work, this needs to be something like that. There we go. If I get palette texture from Google, you can have single material. Yeah, that's pretty much what we should do. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do eventually. Right now I can make my own palette texture, but you're right. That's how I usually do low poly stuff as well. So, yeah. But right now, oh my god, he's a rat. He's got a red snapback. That is so sick. That is so sick. You guys can't tell me that that's not sick. It's round, yeah. Good to know. This is one almost. No, that doesn't work. That way it works. I think this is good. This is good. Look at that. And he's like looking up and down. If I look down, he looks down. If I look up, he looks up. Like what? That's so cool. We're making this in BGE. Can you imagine? This is not Unreal or anything. No, it's BGE. One more thing, this threshold seems to be too strong. We'll probably go to like -50 and 50 here, since now we're like rotating around him. Oh my god, he's now following. His head is now actually looking where the camera is kind of looking as well, to a certain point. And we can like do this. Yo, he's such a badass. I love it. So cool. Should probably be looking forward though. Yeah, okay, so this doesn't really work. Let's stick to -20 for now. Let's not do too much turning. Keep it relatively easy. Nice, nice. I like this. Oh yeah, alright. Cool, the detail. The chin looks like he's Chinese. He does have some Asian, yeah, he looks a bit Asian for whatever reason. Don't know why, but yeah, it might be the chin. Might be right there. He's got that, yeah, he's got that Asian influence for sure. It's pretty funny. Didn't intend that. Okay, so one thing about the cap I don't like at the moment is the material. This one needs to have very little specular, very high roughness, a little bit of subsurface maybe, and to get that fluffiness, you can even... Oh! Yeah, this is my alarm basically for how long I've been streaming. Maybe we can give it some sheen. I just want to finish this up and then I think that's gonna be it. Oh, clear coat. Clear coat. No, we don't want a clear coat. That looks weird. Transmission maybe. Transmission is weird. What does that do? Does it help with the fuzziness? What do you think? I think it helps, yeah. It almost looks like a reflection, but I think... Huh. No, actually this way I think it's better. This looks more like a cloth cap. A tiny bit of subsurface. There we go, perfect cap. Alright. I think that's gonna be it for today's stream. Next time we can talk about we can set up a door. Why is he? Oh, okay, he's still playing it. Okay, there we go. Huh, yeah. No, there's so much more I want to do with this. But unfortunately, kind of gotta go. Well, also what? I mean, it's kind of holidays. Who here is still excited? Who wants to keep the stream going? Because then we could look at making a door, and we could also do the jump animation probably, and then call it a day. Who wants to see that happening? If I get 5 comments right now saying that we want to keep going, then I'm gonna keep it going. So if there's not enough people, you might just have to share the stream and get some people to just say, I gotta keep it going. we can get at least a few more people in here if I do keep it going. Let's see.
Wir lassen Maschinen für uns arbeiten und sie denken.
A door and stuff. Alright. Fuck it.
Die Klugheit hat uns
Can we get more people to say it? That they want to keep going. I know, I don't want to force you guys to be active on here. You don't have to comment if you don't want to comment. Let's make a door. Right. Classic door. Find the measurements for the door. Kind of like that, 2 meters. This looks like a decent door size. Alright. So what I keep doing is we want to indent that. I want to say bridge edge loops, Control E, bridge edge loops, there we go. We want to delete these faces. I want to environment frame, I want to select these, scale them down on Z, and put this down in the ground. There we go, that's our door frame, that's done. Cool, let's keep going with this. Ooh, look at those shaders, look at the reflections, so cool. Alright. You want it, man, it looks cool enough. Alright, Andrew's also here. I can't stop coming back, keep going. Alright, we got 3 people, that's nice, that's nice. I guess it looks like I should keep going after all, right? Can we get 2 more? Come on, come on. Collision bands. We don't want collision bands on this guy because we can already walk through him. Yes, look at that. Oh my god, this makes me go yes. The collisions here. This engine, honestly, like with the way it looks now, and now that I've figured things out, sort of, this is better than Unity. I'm not saying it's better than Unreal, but it's better than Unity, in my opinion. Let's get some Unity flame going. No, I don't want to flame engines, but who here used Unity before and found it good? This is a future video. Oh yeah, this is 100% a future video. Like, I'm gonna make devlogs for this game. Alright, so there's 2 types of doors that I want to do, that I want to make. So the easiest one would obviously be to make a door like this. We're gonna make the door, and I'm gonna make it like, you gotta be very careful with the collisions here, but I think maybe you might already have an idea of what I'm going for. So we want to set the cursor here, and I want to set the origin to the 3D cursor. So let's give this guy a different material. Let's give him the sword material. It's nice and metalish. Alright, so this is our door. Now obviously the easiest way to make a door would be to just turn this into a rigid body, completely lock the translation and lock the rotation except for the z-axis, and then collision band, set that to box, well, set that to convex hull. And if I set everything up and we don't have weird collisions, then it should be perfectly fine here in the viewport. Well, it kind of looks like it's glitching around, but that might as well be the material. And now I can just walk into it and open it that way, even in both ways. So that's pretty cool. But it's very heavy, as you can see. There's like, it barely moves. So let's set the friction to be 0. Let's see if that does anything, and let's set the mass to 0.2, for example. Danny reference, oh for sure, man, for sure. Everyone knows Danny these days. I gotta get up. I can walk through it, interesting. So why is it still so heavy? Why is it not like swingy swangy, you know what I mean? I want it to be very swingy swangy. That's 100%, that's not a word. Friction's off. This is off. Margin, we got a bit of margin here. Maybe we want to turn that one down. I'm gonna just experiment here. Ah, this looks, yeah, there we go. Right. Now it's like, I can like walk through it. Yeah, so that's not what we want. Why can't I walk through you now? Is this just too low? Huh. One more thing we want to set up is a constraint. I don't know if these constraints work at runtime, but if we say limit rotation, I want to say limit z, I want to say from -80 to 80, and that way it can only open so far. Like an actual door, you get me? But this doesn't work in the engine. Alright, can we have constraints in here? Only location, orientation constraint, damping, min angle, max angle. So if we set that to -80 and 80 in here, direction on the z-axis, that way we should be able to have a constraint here. Yeah. Ah, no. Why, man? Why? This will be helpful when opening objects and stuff. Oh yeah, if you make it press E to open. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I just want to experiment with this ragdoll version of the door. That's something that some games do, but it's not really that functional at the moment. So, all right. Let's make another door. Let's make a proper door. Let's make an interaction door. So here's how we're gonna do that. Wait, oh yeah. Apply rotation and scale. I think it should, yeah, it was already at the correct values, I think. Oh, now it's spinning a lot faster. I can still pass through it. It's really annoying. Huh. Ha. Let's see. Also, I'm gonna mute the music for you guys, so I can still listen to music, but you won't hear it. That way I can get rid of this repetitive song that's been going this whole time, and put on some Spotify and see if that, hopefully, it's not gonna pick up. But just in case, I'm gonna put in some Creative Commons music anyways. Huh. Because that's always great, isn't it? Man, Twitch has been completely empty this entire stream. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm even gonna keep going with Twitch. Like, at the moment, it doesn't really seem to be worth it for me, because people don't really follow me there. Alright. So we want to use the same door here, but we want it to be just static. Those comics called collision bounds, yeah. And alright, just so we can differentiate this door, we're gonna make this. No, we're not. Well, one of them, this one, is gonna be the metal one. No, because they're linked. Of course. Object. Right. Sweet. So we can set this to use the object. This uses the mesh. So you can use like this one. Cool. That's the wrong way around. I wanted this one to be the metal one. I want this one to be the red one. Perfect. Okay. A small box down. Like real doors have to not hit the wall. Put a stopper down. Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, let's focus on the animated door, because that one is gonna be very straightforward. Cool. And as you can see, my origin point is now not properly set up anymore. Hello. So I'm gonna go cursor selected, object, set origin to 3D cursor. Boom. Okay. Is this how doors open? Right side? Well, it depends which side you kind of look at it, I guess. But this is going to be parented to this object, and now we can just rotate it around, so we can just go like that, and it rotates this way. All right, so let's make an action for this. Door open, and we want to basically, so this is interesting, we're going to drive this by a property, I think. So we want to, at frame 0, want it to be closed, and at frame 20, want it to be all the way open. Well, I should probably make a keyframe. So that is now location and rotation. We don't want any of these. We only want the Z rotation. That's the only one we care about. So I want to make sure that that's the only one we're actually keying as well, and none of the others. That way this works. And what we want to do, I did it wrong. I'm going to do it like this. At frame 0 it's open to that side, at 10 it's closed, and at 20 it's open to the other side. There we go. Now we can do, there we go, now it's like a complete swing. Here it's completely closed. We have this now. All right. So this is where it gets kind of interesting, because what we can do is we can play an action, but we can play it with a property, and then we can basically tell the door to play door open, and actually we don't want to do that. Scratch what I just said. But what we want to say is that on always, just at the start, we want to play the closed thing, just to be sure. ABC lol. What do you mean? ABC lol. Yeah, so just to make sure that the door is closed at the start of the game, we want to play that. And then now here's where it gets interesting. So how do we want to do the interaction system? How do you want to do like pickups and so on? So what we could do, we should probably have a ray from our character, and if it hits the door, that means we're looking at it, and then when we press E, then it opens it. And when we're facing the other way, we can't open it. So that's, yeah, I think that's how I want to do that. So just to make sure that this is all rotating appropriately the way we set it up, it should be, yeah. So the capsule is rotating along, which is cool. So we can turn this back to wireframe, and here's where we just basically want to have a sensor. Now we could use a radar sensor, which is like a ray, but it's like multiple rays that just shoot out. But I think it should be fine enough for us to just do a ray at the moment. And then basically what this needs to be is it needs to be interact. It just needs to have a property that needs to be interact. We can make this a boolean just to save a bit of performance. I think that does save a bit. And what we want to do is we want to look for this interact property, and we want to look in the -y-axis. This is because I set it up that way. When I ignore the player character completely, so you can't interact with yourself, this is why I use this layer mask. And when I give it a distance of 5, for example, so this is interact ray, And then we also want a keyboard sensor for E. And this one should be a tap, so we can't hold it necessarily. So if that is that and that is that, we want to do a few things. So instead of actually doing, this is where we're going to need a bit of Python, because that's the only way we can make the system adapt to any object really. Because I don't know if there's another way to do this with logic bricks. I'm not going to get into that because that's going to be way too complicated. So I could use one script and make multiple different functions in it, which would be kind of smart. But I don't really remember how to do that anymore. So before the next stream, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to see how that works. And yeah, then I'm gonna figure that out with you guys. Also, what I should probably do if I record this, I should remove my face cam or something. Or you know what? Actually, what we can do, hold on. What we can do so you guys don't miss out, this is something I should have done in a while. We can do this. Look at that. Wow. So cool. So now some of the chat messages might be cut off. I don't know. I can probably set these up a bit more. Now where there's black space now, we need to figure out some things that we can just put in there. Yeah, on E we could just play the animation, but I want this system to work on multiple objects, not just on this one. So I'm gonna set it up so that on E, we're basically going to send a message. Probably we're going to send a message to, or we're just going to trigger in the object directly something. Maybe we could just use a message. Well, yeah, we can't really tell which object it's going to send the message to unless we use Python. So that again, with Python, we can figure out which object was being hit with this ray, and that's going to be very helpful. Let me quickly find a nice picture that I can slap in the background of the stream here. You know, let's go with a nice screenshot from the long way home. How about that? How about that indeed? So where are we? Or yeah, let me look up those screenshots real quick. Screenshots. So in here, maybe that one. Can I just pop this in here? Ah, yeah, I can. Amazing. So we're gonna put this in the background. There we go. There's now some trees and stuff. That's pretty cool. It's not. I mean, it works, and at least you guys can see everything now. I hope it's not too scaled down now, my screen, but I think in general it's probably quite good. And this way I'm not blocking anything off with my webcam and so on. So that's a lot better. All right, let's get going here. So what we want to do is we want to make a second script. I want to call this interact.py, and we want to basically just copy these things. And instead of, we're going to call this ray, we're going to call it interact ray. Interact ray is our array. And then we're going to do E equals contact sensors E. Now you're going to learn some Python coding. Isn't that amazing? It's not actually that hard. So if E, well, let's do the small e. If ray.positive and if e.positive, so we're checking if both of them are true. Also put our little script in here. Then we want to put obj equals ray.hitObject. So that's our object that we're getting now with this ray. And now we can tell this object to do something. So in our case, what we want to do is we want to have an action over here, and it's going to be door open, and it's going to go, well, that's where this could be interesting, because I don't know which way we want to open it, right? But we're going from 10, I'm going from 10 to 0, front or something like that. And this should be a flipper, I think. Might be the wrong one. And then we can also do open back, flipper, door open. Just set these up. 10 to 20, no, 20 to 10. So we go from 10 to 20. It's the other one that we want to do. Cool. And now we just need to trigger these in here. So what's the easiest way? Well, what's the easiest way to do that? We could set a property in the object. That's probably the easiest way. All right. So let's say open. That's a boolean. And we could also just set the interact. Let's use the interact property, the one we're using. And if that is true, then we're playing that. And if it's false, we're playing it the other way around. So let's just set this to play instead of flipper. And then let's set this to play. Let's do this. Let's have this be the closing. Close front. So NAND, that's the inversion. Now we want to play the closing the door. And this is basically when interact is true, and when it's false, then it's but that's not what, okay. This might give a problem because, well, let's see what it does right now. Oh, it's closed. Okay, it might work. Let's do that. And yeah, see, now it plays like the closing thing. So maybe we just connect this to the always so that it starts closed. All right, let's try that. So then we want to do obj interact equals true. And that's pretty much it. And then well, we want to do two things. We want to have a if obj interact equals to false. We want to do that. We want to do an else if or an elif. Elif obj interact. Oh, we could also do an else. Then we just want to do obj interact equals to false. So that way we can turn it off and on by pressing on it continuously. So let's have a look. Yeah, this is not working yet. But maybe that's just because I set up the animations to be wrong. So we're going to open if it's true. True. Then we want to play 10 to 0. And if it's false, we want to play 0 to 10. Yeah. And this one should just have a higher priority. No, wait. Hold on. These two should have a lower priority. There we go. The priority system is weird. Works. Pressing it again now. What's gonna happen? It closes. There we go, and it pushes me out of the way as well. This is really good. Haha! Oh my god, it pushes me crazy hard. What's problematic? Now we just want to make it so that it doesn't always open the same side. It changes depending on which side we're on, so that it always opens away from the player. I think that's kind of what we want to do. What's problematic about it, Andrew? So how can we check that? first of all, we need 2 more actions. Basically from 10 to 20. And we need another one. Close back from 20 to 10. Maybe the property way would have been smarter here, because then we could have just said that, but it should work. Right, so we need, basically what we need to do is we need to detect which side we are interacting with. So, you could spend a week watching this. That's really nice to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, let me think. How can we set this up in the smartest way possible? Because there's a few dumb ways to do it, but obviously you want to make sure this is all simple and smart. Alright, let's try something. Let's start with something, and then we can always try and improve it later. So my idea is that the best solution, probably not the best solution, but one solution would be to basically put a plane here. Man, these normals are really annoying me. Basically, since we're shooting a ray, I want to, instead of the door hitting the ray, I want a plane to be hit by that ray. And this one's just gonna be static, but ghost, actor, yes. And this one is going to be called door front. And then we can now copy this, scale it by -1 on the axis, and this one is our door back now. So there we go, we have the front and the back of the door, and they're both sensor static thingies, but they're ghosts, and they should be, well, they're not yet, but they will be parented to the door, of course. There we go. And also they will be wireframe, so that we can't render them, because I don't want to see any white planes in front of this. And here's the thing, so we're looking for an object and we're checking if interact, and then we're setting interact to be true or false. So pretty much the same thing is going to apply, but instead of having this interact property over here on this actual door, we're going to have it over here on the door doorknobs, obviously, or like whatever you want to call them. I guess we could use the doorknobs for that, yeah. So if you had a first person setup, this would be really cool actually. In a first person setup, you could make this plane so small that it's like only over the doorknob, and that way your player would have to look exactly at the doorknob to open the door. Maybe that's something you want to do, and generally you want to make it so that you can look at the entire door to open it. It's up to you. Like, that would just be a possibility here that we have. So interact being true and interact being false. We can have this on here, so we're just going to say true here, and this one's going to be called false. And now this one, I think this is probably a pretty good way actually. This seems to be pretty good. Interact is true, Let's see, we'll find out in a second. So these are false. And now, as you might have imagined, we can use these to drive our animation. So front, we wanted to play this way, so that's that one. That's the front closing already. So like the name suggests, so we're gonna push that in here. And I want to do that. And if we go on the back, what we want to do is we want to have 2 more ands in here. I want to do this and hook these up. Pretty much. Let's try this. Let's try this out. Can't walk into that. There we go. It opens this way. Closes that way as well. And it opens the other way. Oh my god, I made it. But now you can see a clear issue. If it's open from one side, yeah. And we close it from the other, then it's causing problems. So we want to have a property on the store itself that tracks the state of it. So we want to go say state, maybe just that, state. There we go. And that can be a string. Now I want to also see that one. And basically this one is going to be closed as default. So we can also replace this now, this always. We can just say if our state is closed. So as you can probably see, I like using like a property for like states, because it's very helpful to have that. It gives you a lot of possibilities. And we can say another state would be open front, and another one would be open back. So that is like open front, and that is open back, and that is closed. Cool. Now we have a lot more control now, because we can pretty much just set these. We need 3 of them. So we want to set state closed. That is just set closed. Then we want to do state open front, set open front, and then we want to set the state to be open back, set open back. There we go. That gives us a lot of control. So now we just got to figure out the logic that applies here, and then we're good. So if we say, if this is true, we want to set open front to be true. And instead of playing these actions right now, I want to just play them. So like open front, I want to play this one. If open front is true, I'll play this one. If open back is true, I'll play the open back animation. And now we got to tell it somehow that we always got to go back to closed if we interact with it again, if it's open in some way. So what we can do, if it's open front or open back, right, so now these come in handy. Let's have a look. So we need an or, I think. Okay, so how do we set these up? Basically, if we interact with the door front, that one's, let's start with this one. We interact with that one. We want to set open front to be true. We also want to check if closed is true. Only then we do that. And the same thing goes for open back. If closed is true, then we can set open back. That way it only works when it's closed. if the property is false, that means, what does that mean? Let's think about that. So if we set closed, if we are closed, we also want to kind of make sure that close back. We could also blend into this one actually. You know what, we can do that. That's probably, then we don't even need that closing animation at all. We can basically just say, alright, if it's open, we just need to set it to be closed now. So if interact is false, set it to be closed. Set it to be closed. Maybe like that. And then if it blends into it. Okay, so that blending didn't really work. But at least it closes it. Okay, so there's a few things wrong with this, obviously. So I don't think we can just do it that simply. Do stairs work? Because you did not catch that. Yes, stairs do work. Hold on here. I can show you. Stairs work very easily with